All right, Alex. Hey, the Sox continue their big series in Minnesota, still trying to catch those front-running Twins. Sox have won their last 4 in a row. And we'll check in over at Wrigley Field. The Cubs double-dipping with the Mets. We'll show you how the opener went. Did the Cubs end that long skid? Oh, all the highlights next. Stay with us. Well, due to that washout yesterday, the Cubs and first-place Mets forced to play 2 today. Cubs have dropped their last 7. Got to end that at some point, right? You got to win a game. This wasn't one of those well-played games, though. How about a combined 29 strikeouts between the two teams? Cubs trail 1-0 in the 4th. Frank the Tank Schwindel singles to right center. That would score Nico Horner. Game tied at 1. And then in the 10th, still tied at 1. Cubs had a runner at 3rd, no outs, couldn't get him home. Chris Morel grounds to 3rd. J.D. Davis, great scoop over there at 1st to end the inning. Look at this play. Got it. Now we go to the 11th. Mets have a runner at 3rd. Fly ball to right field. You know there's going to be a tag, right? Watch the throw by Seiya Suzuki. It's a little bit off the mark, safe at the plate, and that was it. Cubs lose their 8th straight. They'll play again later tonight. 2-1 your final in this one. Meanwhile, the Sox have been having some fun in Minnesota, outscoring the Twins 18-4 in the first 2 games of the 4-game series, and more importantly, pulling within 3 of Minnesota in the Central standings. But this one turned out to be an early knockout delivered by the Twins. Lance Lynn got roughed up pretty good in the first. Minnesota got a solo shot from Luis Arias here, big upper tank shot, and the Sox were down 1-0. But in the 3rd, that's when the Twins really made a statement. Carlos Correa with a big ball to left, traveling better than 420 feet with a man on. It was 3-0. And then later in the inning, Jorge Polanco absolutely blasted this one way back and gone. All Tony could do is just sit back and watch in the dugout. The streak comes to an end. Sox lose 6-3. And here's a look now at your updated Central Division standings. The loss drops the Sox back to 4 games behind those first-place Twins. The Bulls will play their final Summer League game later tonight out in Vegas. They've played well through their first 4, winning 3 of them. And first-round pick Dalen Terry has been everything the Bulls expected. He's averaged 14 and 4 rebounds a game, coming off a Summer League high of 20 last Thursday. And the Sky, they're in Texas tonight, a matchup with the Dallas Wings. First of the season between these 2 teams, but the Sky will be without starting guard Courtney Vandersloot. She took a tough fall in Thursday's 12-point win over Los Angeles. The Sky averaged nearly 86 points a game. That's second best in all of the WNBA. Plus, they have the best overall record in the league at 18-6. Well, I'll tell you what, there were some spectacular shots making in the 3rd round of the Open Championship. Perfect day for scoring at the Old Course. 68 of the 83 players that made the cut are under par after 54 holes. What a sight all around the course throughout the small town of St. Andrews. And Victor Hovland got on a run early. He would birdie 3, 4, 5, and then this at 6 to take a 2-shot lead over Cam Young and Cameron Smith. But the shot of the day coming from fan favorite Rory McIlroy. Look at this shot from one of those deep bunkers in front of the 10th green. How good is this? It would drop for eagle, and he was on his way. His only hiccup was a bogey on 17. He shoots a 66 and is tied for the lead with Hovland. Final round of the final major coming up tomorrow. And don't forget, you can see it right here on NBC5. Get up early, though. 6 a.m. start.
Let's turn it over to Jeff Blanzy for a look at what's coming up in sports. Jeff, you got more drinks to show us later.
Yeah, right, exactly. Hey, after winning their last 4, the Sox knocked off the tracks today over Minnesota, while the Cubs try and figure out how to win again. And this is something Arturis doesn't want to see. His #1 draft pick limping off the floor in a Summer League game. More on that coming up next. Stay with us. Well, if you remember back in early June, the Cubs had a streak of 10 straight losses. Coming into today's games against the Mets, They had dropped 7 in a row, playing a double dip after yesterday's rainout. And Rossi just trying to figure it all out right now. It never seems to be easy, does it? This is game 2. Picking up in the 4th, Eduardo Escobar with one quick swing to break a 1-all tie to the seats solo to make it 2-1 Mets. The Cubs wasted no time getting one back. Yan Gomes singles one of his 2 hits off Max Scherzer. Patrick Wisdom races home, and it went to extras tied at 2. In the 10th, Mets load the bases, and Pete Alonso gets hit by the pitch. A run scores, but it's still not over. The Mets lead 3-2. Again, they're in the 10th. Now in game 1 earlier today, how about a combined 29 strikeouts between the two teams? It wasn't pretty. The Cubs trailed 1-0 in the 4th. Frank the Tank Schwindel singles to right center. That would score Nico Horner. It was tied at 1. And then in the 10th, still tied at 1. Cubs had a runner at third with no outs and could not get him home. Chris Morel grounds to third. J.D. Davis with a great scoop over there at first to end the inning. To the 11th, Mets have a runner at third, fly ball to right, and the tag. The throw by Seiya Suzuki off the mark, safe at the plate, and that was it. Cubs lost the opener this afternoon 2-1. All right, the Sox know they have to keep winning games when they go head-to-head with teams in the division. This current 4-game trip to Minnesota was pretty impressive. They had outscored the Twins 18-4, winning Thursday, and then again last night. But this one today was nothing they needed at this point. Nah, Lance Lynn got roughed up pretty good. In the first, Minnesota got a solo shot from Luis Arias. Big upper tank shot, and the Sox were down 1-0. But in the third, that's when the Twins really made a statement. Carlos Correa with a big ball to left, traveling better than 420 feet. With a man on, it was 3-0. Later in the inning, Jorge Polanco absolutely pasted this one way back and gone. The Sox never made it close. Tony kind of just sat back and watched. The streak comes to an end as they lose 6-3. All Lynn wants to do right now is forget this one and move forward.
Honest with you, it's more like a deep breath of, hey, all right, first half's done. You got back. You're here. You're healthy. It's time to go get it. To be honest, there's no other way to say it. So that's where I'm at. I gotta use this time to get myself right. Now it's just finding that rhythm and going out and doing it.
All right, well, here's some jaw-dropping numbers for you. It might make you turn your head a little bit and spin around. Juan Soto has rejected the largest contract in baseball history. You see, the Nationals offered him $440 million over 15 years, and he said, no, thank you. Soto said he trusts his agent to handle negotiations while he focuses on baseball. I'll tell you what, that is a lot of trust. Bulls wrapping up their summer league schedule out in Vegas, and this is exactly something you don't want to see in a meaningless game. Your #1 draft pick go down with an injury. Dalen Terry slipped, had to leave the game, calling it a hamstring injury. The Bulls put 7 players in double figures, former DePaul star Javon Freeman Liberty there for 3, as the Bulls beat the 76ers 119-104. And the Sky looking to maintain their WNBA best record status, facing Dallas on the road tonight. Fourth quarter, Kalea Copper goes hard through the lane. 2 of her 21 to go along with 14 bounds. And then Candace took over down the stretch, back-to-back threes. Parker had 13. Sky get their 19th win, 89-81. Moving day at the Open Championship, and perfect day for scoring. Victor Hovland got on a run early. He would birdie 3, 4, 5, and this at 6, taking a 2-shot lead on Cam Young and Cameron Smith. But the shot of the day coming from fan favorite Rory McIlroy. Watch this from the deep bunkers in front of the 10th green. How good is that? It would drop for eagle, and he was on his way. He's only hiccup of the day was a bogey on 17. Shoots a 66, tie for the lead with Hovland. Final round of the final major coming up tomorrow. Don't forget, you can see it right here on NBC5. Get up early, though. 6 a.m. start. The Fire over at Soldier Field tonight, playing their 3rd match in the last 8 days, 23rd minute against Seattle. Look at this pass, plus the finish. Redirected by Rafa Sejas. Fire beat the Sounders 1-0, 4th win in their last 5 home games. And finally, this from the Kane County Cougars game last night. Now, this takes talent. If you're sitting right next to him, do you trust that nothing is going to spill? You can try this at home, but you should probably do it in the backyard, stay out of the house. So I think you drink the water first and then chase it down with the beer. Is that correct, Alex? Is that how you would do that?
Yeah, probably. That's some skill.
That is skill, right? Yeah.
We had the mimosa earlier and then the beer and water. I said we got a little bit of everything in this show. I'm glad we saw that.
Won't be thirsty.
No, definitely not. Thank you, Jeff.
All right.